Well, didn't realize I would be talking about cat vaginas in a video, but here we are. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought I would do something really fun, something that kind of shows off personality a little bit, and read an answer to your assumptions about me. This is a very popular thing that's happening around YouTube right now. I've watched a couple and I've seen some very bizarre assumptions. Why not? Let's do it. You're a feminist. Correct. You're good and respectful when there's a service animal, but you really want to pet them. Yes and yes. I am very aware of what service animals are for and what they are not for. My friend Molly Burke, Gallup, he's a service animal, and I don't touch them. I may glance at them from very far away, but I don't do that thing where you stare at them and potentially distract them, and I definitely don't pet them because that takes them away from their job, and you don't do that. I feel like it's normal to want to pet a service animal because, well, they're dogs. Most of the time they're dogs, so you just have that natural urge to pet them because they're so cute, but don't act on it. Just don't. If you ask for permission, if it seems like they're on a bit of downtime, I think you can ask for permission first, but don't just go up to them and pet them, and if the owner says no, don't pet them. It's hard to get into a positive/fun mode or mood after being quite serious on video/speaking session. Not really. I think it kind of depends on what my mood is already like before I film, because if I'm trying to do a more positive type of video, then I'm trying to do a little fake positive mood. But for the most part, not really. I don't really have a fun mood, but I don't really have a depressed mood, unless I already was, but you know. When it comes to speaking engagements, I don't think I've ever really been down. I think I've been scared. I've been freaking out after, like when I did my first ASL presentation at Gallaudet, but I've never really had an issue because, then people start coming over and we have a good time, and I like seeing that people came by and supported, and yeah. You don't really like kids. Kinda, yeah. It's not that I dislike them, I don't hate them, I don't dislike them, I don't look at them and go, ew. But, I am tocophobic. I don't have much of a maternal need, but I do get scared of them. I feel like they're just so fragile. I can't hold them. I mean, they're heavy. I remember I had a friend once who asked me to hold her child, and I got so scared I wouldn't do it. But yeah, I think the only kid I'm ever really comfortable around is my friend Nana's kid. We just opened up to each other, like, somehow, but I don't, yeah. I think part of it is also because I grew up being abused. I get paranoid that I will pass that sort of behavior on to them or at them, and that's a huge fear of mine. I don't want to risk that. You're great at cooking. I don't really know. I mean, I made some things that people said were good, but I'm no Ramsay, I'm no Robert Irvine, I'm no Edgy Veg. I mean, I'm sure there's some things I'm not good at cooking, but I don't know. I don't have anybody really now that wants to have my cooking. I also don't really cook a whole lot. Like, if I make food, I tend to stick with really simple salad things and sandwiches and burrito bowls. So far, nobody's ever complained about my cooking or died from it if they've had any of my food, so. I assume you have a passion for writing alongside mental health, etc. Actually, yes, writing was one of my first loves, and I grew up writing since I was a kid. I used to write songs, I wrote original work, fan fiction, and articles. I took a couple of classes at Oklahoma State University, actually, journalism classes. I worked for DPAN, Deaf Professional Arts Network, when they were doing DTV News, and well, they still are, but it's different now. But yeah, so I wrote for them. Now I write on Medium, so if you want to follow me on Medium, if you prefer writing over watching videos, or if you just also like writing or reading articles, I'll have that link down below. I remember people have asked me if I would ever write a book, and I did try NaNoWriMo a little bit, and one of my Patreon perks was people got to read my NaNoWriMo stuff, because I also give out exclusive written content besides that. If the opportunity ever came around, sure, I wouldn't mind writing a book, but I don't have that opportunity yet, so You're more introverted than you let on. If I have ever given the impression that I am extroverted, I'm sorry I lied to you. I don't really ever recall saying that I'm extroverted. I am definitely more introverted. I mean, I do like to occasionally go out and things and do things, but I don't really like being social because of it mostly being inaccessible. I mean, I'm that person that gets really sad that I'm not out with people because it's so inaccessible, but then I'm also kind of, I also don't want to go out. You have a busy life / a lot of stress because you're deaf, have chronic pain. Do I have a busy life? I would say there are times when I have a busy life, especially like when I'm doing a lot of travel. Right now I don't have any speaking engagements. I'm not confirmed for anything yet. Please hire me. Invite me to your schools and stuff. I mean, I have YouTube and I do 2 videos a week, or I try to, and now I'm trying to do 3 times a week. I'm trying to write, I'm trying to do Patreon stuff, and now I stream, and I used to stream for a while. I used to stream from like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Now I'm doing like 2 to 3 or 4 hours. So, yeah. I mean, doing filming and editing and writing and streaming takes up a lot of time. So I guess, yeah. Stressed, I'm definitely always stressed. I'm stressed for a lot of reasons. Because I'm deaf, no. Because I have chronic pain, I guess, yeah. Because if there's anything that's really keeping me, or that does tend to keep me from doing work, it's pain and fatigue. That can bring on some stress, yeah. This is my 4th video of the day, and my throat hurts. When I first started watching your videos, I assumed you were in the STEM field. I take that as a huge compliment, but I'm definitely not smart enough for that, but thank you. When I first stumbled upon your videos, I assumed you were very self-confident. At the moment, not really. There was a time, a long time ago, when I was more self-confident, but right now, I'm definitely going through a time when I'm not really happy with myself, and, you know, things like that. Part of it is, you know, just how the internet is, and how people can sometimes be, and that some comments have gotten to me, and, well, I'm trying to work on that, trying to feel better about myself in more ways than one, and I'm in therapy and we're working on that with worksheets and everything. So you are a strong, independent woman. I mean, I do a lot of things on my own. Strong, we're trying to work on that again. I used to be, and then I stopped lifting, and now I struggle. You are awesome. Thank you. I don't know if I am. You can tell me I am. You think I am, so thank you. You're not very tall. Pretty much. That's right. I'm 5'5", which I guess is average, or just below average. You're very sarcastic. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What on earth could ever have given you that idea? When have I ever been sarcastic? You like movies with good deaf representation. Love is Never Silent is good. Okay, I've never seen Love is Never Silent. I'll have to check that out. Maybe make a film Fridays out of that. But I do like movies with good deaf representation. I love anything with good deaf representation. You have a bunch of tattoos. I have absolutely 0 tattoos. I would love tattoos, but 1, I'm scared of needles. 2, I'm so indecisive that I'm scared that I would get a tattoo and instantly hate it. I assumed you were gay when I first found your YouTube. Well, you're half right. There's no such thing as too many cats. I mean, the cat lady in me says no. The reasonable, logical person in me says yes. If you cannot financially and physically care for so many cats, that's too many cats. You're shy in person. Yeah, for the most part. If I've never met you, you don't know that I'm deaf, and you don't know how to communicate with me, I'm very shy. I think it's mostly because of an inaccessibility standpoint and not so much just being shy. I do get anxious a lot. I mean, if I get to know you and we're friends and you know how to work with me in terms of communication, I tend to be very outspoken. I do wonder if I would be just as shy if I was way more hearing. You are an impatient person. Absolutely. I get very upset when I don't get what I want when I want it. I'm working on it. You prefer a variety of communications instead of using one all the time. Yes, I use 2 languages, English and ASL. I mostly use English because that's what I grew up with. So when I'm doing panels for work, I prefer captions. When I'm having one-on-one conversation, or even if it's like a group of people at a table, ASL is just fine, tends to be easier. And last but not least, you never saw a cat giving birth in person. Well, no. Never thought I would talk about cat vaginas, but here we are. I have had 4 cats in my life, 2 girls and 2 boys. Neither of them have ever given birth. Well, the ones with the penis can't. But Libby and my old cat, Chocolate, had never given birth. They were fixed before we got them, or we fixed Chocolate while we had her. But yeah, I've never seen any other cat actually give birth. I've seen it in video because I follow a lot of rescue accounts on Instagram, and you know, there were some clips. I was scared. That scared me a little bit. It was cool to see, but I was also like, oh, okay. Those are all the assumptions about me. Hopefully you learned a little bit about myself. If you would like to help translate this video, I'll have a link to do so down below in the description box. Always very much appreciated. It helps out a lot. As always, I very much appreciate you watching. Thank you, and I will see you later. Bye.